Good afternoon. Today is Monday, October 26th. I'm Santore with this week's TCTV News Update. As restrictions are beginning to lighten up from this month's shutdown, I spoke with a student regarding how the shutdown may have affected them.
Although it is Halloween, there is no reason to think that Thiel College would be as eerie as it has been for the past few weeks. Dining halls are closed, recreational centers are barren, and there are seldom any students in sight. This is due to the soft shutdown of Thiel College following an increased number of coronavirus cases. While the restrictions are now being lifted, it has certainly made a less than unnoticeable impact on student morale. I sat down virtually with volleyball team captain Raquel McDonald and asked her how this situation has affected her.
I had volleyball, I had band, I had a lot of extracurriculars. I would meet with a lot of people on campus. I met with a lot of teachers and tutoring especially. So it was very hard to all of a sudden have all this free time. I did the math. I had 18 more hours a week of free time. Honestly, I'd say the last 2 weeks have just been finding something to keep me busy and finding something to keep me motivated. Sitting around makes it very hard to get moving. So yeah.
McDonald talks about the activities she cannot wait to take part in when she gets back.
Obviously, volleyball is starting back up again, so Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then band is starting up again. That's Monday through Thursday. Once again, that level of productivity will be nice to have back.
While it is undeniable that the soft shutdown was not great for campus morale, it is clear that students will overcome it and remain Tomcat strong. This is Santore with TCTV.
It is always good to see Thiel students continuing to work hard during equally hard times. Recently, students from 2 townhouses at Thiel were evicted to make room for more quarantined students. Conlan Burd spoke with Legion Leg about the incident.
So essentially what happened was we received an email, if I recall it was from Ganiear, and it was only sent to select few townhouses, mostly that of males, and it sort of talked about having to give up our townhouses for that of individuals who need to be quarantined. Shortly after this, we received a phone call, if I'm not mistaken. It was either shortly after or the day after, and it was from Bob Phillips, and he essentially said that we were in fact being kicked out. About a week to pack up, and we essentially moved out varying days from Friday to the following Sunday. And there's a plethora of things I would have done differently. First off, I don't think it's very smart to be housing individuals who are potentially infected by that of COVID-19 next to individuals who are healthy or presumably healthy. I feel this way because these houses are in very close proximity to each other. Thiel faculty may think that this is a good thing because those who are in quarantine aren't able to leave the actual place of residence to which they reside. But with that being said, not many people follow this. I know a plethora of people who didn't follow this. There was even a post on social media of people who snuck out.
The Townhouse 12, as they are now being called, will now live in Bain Hall for the remainder of the semester. COVID-19 and social distancing has led everyone to think outside the box more than usual. Marketing and digital media is not exempt from these changes. TCTV sat down with Mike McElroy, Assistant Director of Digital Engagement at Thiel College, to ask about how his experiences with this shift in approaches to marketing.
Obviously, with the change in marketing, everything has to be done digitally now. So my role on campus is to do digital. So we were already focusing pretty heavily on digital stuff, Facebook ads, behavioral and retargeting ads and things like that, YouTube ads. So we'd already had a lot of that stuff running, but with everything now being online and everything being digital, we had to sort of double down and focus a little bit more on that, even more than we had been. I think one of the surprising benefits is that because you can get really targeted in your audiences, so we can really specifically reach the people that we want to reach on digital platforms. Another part of my job here is working on video content for the college, and we've done a lot of videos, but we really had to focus on video storytelling during this time, because obviously nobody's face-to-face, so everybody relies on Zoom meetings or pre-recorded videos. And I think that's a really important way to tell the story of Thiel College is through videos. You can't really capture the same story through a Zoom meeting or something like that. And sometimes it's even hard to capture that story in a face-to-face conversation with somebody. I would say that it's important to try to think outside the box, and try to act. Sometimes you have to act kind of quickly if a situation arises, and you can do that a little bit easier with digital.
The communications and marketing department is still thinking outside the box, creating content to reach every Tomcat. Check out the YouTube page Thiel College or other social media outlets at Thiel College. When we return, an update on the latest construction project on campus and more.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
You may have noticed some construction activity on campus over the last few weeks. Jamir Mitchell brings us more on this new project.
Hello, I'm Jamir Mitchell with some exciting news from Thiel College. Phase 1 of construction for renovations of the Academic Center and Roadhouse Science Building have begun. To accommodate the construction crews at this time, this parking lot outside of the Academic Center has been closed off to staff and students until further notice.
The construction crew has been working every day to try and get these renovations done before the end of the semester. But will that happen? We don't know. But what we do know is that some of these renovations are on the outside and the inside of the building. We're unsure of what they're planning to do for the outside of the building, but for the inside, the bottom level of the academic center has been in dire need of renovations, as it looks like a ghost town down there. But I'm sure after all of this construction is over with, it'll look fantastic. Back to you.
We'll be interested in seeing this project develop over the course of this academic year. With spooky season in full swing, Thiel students have gotten in the spirit and started a paranormal club. Students explore Thiel's campus and Greenville's spooky sites. I spoke with president and founder Dakota Forrest to see how the club started and how to get involved.
Was started when pretty much, because due to COVID there's not a lot we can do around campus that's allowing for safe guidelines and such like that. So like a bunch of us were just kind of looking for stuff to do, and we had the idea to just kind of walk around like the graveyard and kind of investigate a whole bunch of like spooky sites kind of around here. And so we've been doing like groups of like 4 or 5, and then we just kind of had the idea to see if we could make it into a club, because we had a lot of people keep asking if they could like come on walks and stuff like that. So that's kind of what happened. So other than the graveyard itself, we've been thinking about like the theater. Obviously the 3rd floor of Rote Hall is also supposedly, unfortunately we haven't been able to do much looking into that because of, you know what happened recently with COVID and all that, but we're looking to see if we could kind of maybe do tours of that later on in the future. Branch out and see like what around Greenville we can kind of do. We haven't really been able to do much research on that and kind of confer at least. Everyone else is kind of out and doing their own thing, but the executive committee that we have is going to meet within the next week or so to see what we can do. As of right now, we don't have too many concrete plans, but we're definitely looking to expand to not just only be graveyard walks or stuff on campus. We're open to anyone who's interested. If you just want to come out and see what it is, maybe it's not always for you, but we're open to just make a random walk throughout the week just to kind of show people around too. It's a lot of fun, especially on your first couple of walks, just kind of learn the graveyard, because it's different seeing it at night than in day. We don't do flashlights, we don't do like talking and stuff. It's you just kind of walk through. It's really cool. But.
Go to Forest at DFORR734@thiel.edu. Happy paranormal hunting! With current health and safety practices limiting social gatherings on campus, we must say RIP to the beloved zombie prom. Here's hoping it'll rise from the dead next year. But there are still Halloween activities on campus this week. On Friday, October 30th, Thiel hosts a trunk or treat event in the Passive Center parking lot, behind the tennis courts from 7 to 8 p.m. Prizes will be awarded for the best costume, and of course, there will be plenty of sweet treats provided by the college. So here's an opportunity to don a different mask to celebrate the season. Thanks for watching TCTV. I'm Natalija, reminding you to visit our YouTube channel, Thiel TCTV, to view this and other student productions.